Morning, even afternoon, TimTheTatman 2, just chatting podcast version of me. Got a banger for you today, baby. A lot of you know I love Warzone. Favorite game I've ever played. Borderline favorite game I've ever played. Definitely my favorite BR. Love the game, love playing it. A lot of you also probably know there's no anti-cheat. It's just kind of the way the world is working with Activision and us. They don't have an anti-cheat for us, and we just keep playing the game. What we got for you here is a little discussion. Me talking to chat. I essentially asked chat, why don't you think that they have an anti-cheat? And I brought up some points as to why I think they might not have an anti-cheat. I've been vocal about this for a very long time. Anti-cheat would make this game a million times better, but at the end of the day, it's their choice, not mine. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, share it with a friend. If you're not subbed over here, TimTheTatman 2, hit the sub button, ring the bell. All right. Be sure to tell us about you love them. All right. I'll catch you in the next one. I just want to ask, do you think the trade-off between having such a fun and massive game like Warzone being susceptible to hackers and glitches is worth it? As a player, it doesn't seem good, but as a content creator, does it change your opinion? I love the game, so I keep playing it. It's basically as simple as that, to be honest with you, man. Thank you for your $25. I truly, if I'm honest with you though, it truly does rattle my brain as to why they don't have an anti-cheat. And I have a couple theories. You guys want to hear them as to why they don't? Because this isn't a price thing. It's not. This isn't like they can't afford it. They can easily afford an anti-cheat and put something in. So why wouldn't they? I literally asked myself this one day. I sat down while I was eating, shocker, and I was like, why would they not add an anti-cheat? And there's two different things that I thought about. Okay. They own the cheats. Imagine, bro. Just a giant scam. Imagine. So here's my actual thoughts as to why they wouldn't own an anti-cheat. All right. Number one, the first thing I thought of, this was the first thing I thought and the one I'm hopeful for. Maybe they don't have an anti-cheat because they're making their own. Now, this one's pretty far-fetched because a lot of games just use, their own kind of, they use what's the one Fortnite uses? There's one that's like kind of universal. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, maybe they just are going to make their own and they don't want to use someone else's. That was one thing I thought about, right? But it's been a year. So I'm like, that one doesn't really make sense to me, right? Another thing that crossed my mind when I think about anti-cheat and why they would not make one is this one's, as a creator, I do this as well. If there's a hacker, what do you typically do if someone's cheating? Watch them. You report them, but then you'll watch them. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people tweet photos or tweet videos of people cheating, right? So there's a part of me that's like, maybe they like the fact that, for one, it keeps people talking about the game. Twitter impressions, people are tweeting all the time. Now, it's not a positive thing, but what's that one line? What's that one saying? There's no such thing as bad. What is it? There's no such thing. All publicity is good publicity, right? That's something that people say where it's like, okay, we're getting hacked on a lot. And for example, myself, I'll make YouTube videos 100%. Those YouTube videos typically will go up to, be a 1 million view video. Now, to be fair, the spectating videos are doing a lot better now. Let's get a round of applause for the spectating videos there. But usually if there's a hacker and you'll upload a video, a bunch of people do the same thing and it's all publicity. A ton of people are talking about the game, right? They're talking about Warzone, talking about the game. And unfortunately, it's not positive, but people are still talking about it. So that was another thing I thought about for the anti-cheat. There is one part of me that it's like, do they just not care? And I don't think they don't care. I've seen people make that argument. They just don't care about the community. I think they do. I would like to think they do. So I've heard people just say, well, they just don't care because we keep playing, right? Numbers are up. We keep playing. Myself included. I am guilty of this. I love the game and I play through the cheats. We literally even yesterday we got hacked on, I think twice. But it's like just becomes so normal to me that I'm like, well, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to keep playing the game. And if I get hacked on, it almost becomes like a norm. You know what I mean? Almost becomes a norm where it's like, well, I'm going to get hacked on, but at least I can go again and hopefully, So maybe it's our fault. Chat. You guys are Maybe we need to take the mirror and we got to just put it right in front of our own face with like that little, what's that scene from the Joker where he's like putting a clown face on? Like, it's our fault. Like us as a community, because we just keep playing it and they don't have an anti-cheat, right? Tim, you're in a bad relationship with Warzone. Seriously, the relationship I'm in with Warzone is like this. It's such an abusive relationship. Like, they just keep beating me down and I just keep coming back. You know what I mean? So, but here's actually the thought. And this is what might be the biggest reason as to why they don't have an anti-cheat. Here's my thought. All right. I've run a lot of these ideas through my head. This one might be the one. When I think about why they would not implement an anti-cheat. When they're hacking, when someone's cheating, what happens to that person if they get reported and they get caught? I'm going to walk you through this. What happens, right? They get banned, which if they know how to, if they're smart, they're not going to, you know, be a perma because they can get around. And then what do they do after that? They make a new account, right? So some people stop there and they say, they're not making an anti-cheat because it looks like there's more people playing. Some people stop right there and they go, bam, right? The numbers are up and it looks like there's more people playing. There's a ton of new accounts, stuff like that, right? If you keep going on though with your thought process here, when you make a new account, obviously some of you have probably made a new account, right? You don't have what? Anything. Any levels, any guns. You're square one. You got to use the base stuff that they got, unless you do what? Not cheat. No, you're missing where I'm going with this. If you make a brand new account and you don't want to unlock guns, how can you get different guns? Money. So if I'm a cheater and I don't want to just sit there and use the SCAR and I want to use a different gun, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy COD points and I'm going to buy blueprints so I don't have to unlock guns and I don't have to level them up. Now, this is a conspiracy theory. And to be clear, I love Warzone. I do. But I've thought about this for a little while as to why there would be no anti-cheat. And that's kind of, I mean, when I think about possible options, because it's been a year. I mean, it's, and y'all know, obviously, it's been a year long. And it's one of those things where it's like, we almost deserve it as a community, right? We keep playing, we get mad, we keep playing though, right? But at the end of the day, the only thing that like I can really wrap my head around is probably that. And ultimately, they're just making a lot more money because people just keep buying blueprints. You know what I mean? So it's kind of an interesting thought to have. Because I mean, you look at other games, bro. I mean, bro, Fall Guys, right? Got an anti-cheat before Warzone, and it was out for what? 2 weeks, and they got an anti-cheat that fast, bro. So it could be a money thing, man. Could be. But it also could be what I said before, too. Maybe they're making their own anti-cheat, which I'm assuming. Now, I'm not a tech wizard, but I am assuming that it's going to take a while to make an anti-cheat. I'm not too sure. There are cheats that unlock weapons. Is that actually true, chat? Because if that's true, that would take the money argument completely out of it. So maybe it's not a money thing. Then what would it be? Because if you can just cheat and get guns, why would you spend money? I don't think they'd be that stupid, right? So that would almost counter that argument. So it's like, why wouldn't they do it? Laziness, I guess. The thing that kind of made the most sense to me was they probably just get money on it and they're like, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if they can just cheat to get guns, then they don't have to spend money. So then why wouldn't they make an anti-cheat? Chat says that they own the hacks. Yeah, 5-head right there, bro. Call of Duty made their own hacks to hack. Right, chat. Got it. You know, at the end of the day, here's one thing to kind of wrap up this thought. I love Call of Duty. Love Call of Duty. I love Warzone. I think my favorite BR I've ever played, and I'm gonna keep playing it. I am. I love the game, even with no anti-cheat. I do love the game, right? But I do hope that someday, before I die, we get an anti-cheat. Some of you are saying it's because it's cross-play. I would kind of agree with that, but what about Fortnite, right? I mean, Fortnite's anti-cheat is on console as well, I'm assuming. I actually have no idea. But like Fortnite does the same thing. Apex does the same thing, right? And you know, in COD's defense, in Call of Duty's defense, I do want to say this too, right? Call of Duty, they have been banning a lot of accounts for what it's worth. And they're pretty vocal about the amount they ban and what they're doing. But ultimately, until they actually get an anti-cheat, it's really, unfortunately, just not going to do too much. Simping for Call of Duty. You guys know I love the game, man. Listen, and I try to give people benefit of the doubt. I've always done that my whole life. So I would like to think that someday we'll get an anti-cheat, but until then, I guess I'm just gonna get, you know, stream sniped and railed by people that can't play the game, so they hack. But I know there's a lot of speculation on the anti-cheat thing. Those were a couple thoughts I had, but like I said, if you guys are 100% certain that there's hacks that you can just get guns, you can just unlock guns, because if that's the case, then the whole buying blueprints thing doesn't even make sense. And so that literally counters that immediately. But that was the one that I kind of could understand, like from a business perspective, like, well, shit, they're getting more money. I don't know, boys. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board, you know? Back to the drawing board, chat. Get the pen and paper out.